Today we are making the perfect beef sauce recipe for your rice. This is so soft and flavorful and tender and so easy to make. If you're looking for an alternative sauce to your rice, this recipe is for you.
Hello and welcome to Joroukas Infusion, where we infuse the sheer joy of creativity and innovation into our everyday meals. I am Joy, and whether you are a member of the squad, an occasional visitor, or you're just passing by, I would like to invite you to stay around with me as we dive into today's recipe. And while you watch, don't forget to smash on that like button, and if you never want to run out of creative ideas in that your kitchen, then don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell so you never miss a click. If you know anyone who will appreciate these recipes, why not share and share. We all know sharing is caring. Let's get started.
Alright friends, here are all the ingredients that we will be needing for this perfect beef sauce recipe. And here are all my seasonings: curry powder, some coriander powder, seasoning cube, I'm using Knorr cube, salt, and then I have my beef, mushrooms, olive oil, ginger, garlic, some dried chili peppers, and my vegetables, carrots, bell peppers, and one large onion. Simple. Use whatever vegetable you have available at home and it will still be delicious. Okay, so we are going to start by preparing our vegetables. I have washed them thoroughly and I'm just going to cut them up like this into the desired shapes that I want for the stir fry. And friends, cut them up into whatever shapes and sizes that you find appealing. It's your food. So feel free to play around with it. Okay, so to my squad, my people, I have been away for 2 weeks and I missed you guys so much. I had been doing too much. Your girl had been making videos almost on a daily basis since the pandemic started. That was for 3 months now. I've been editing, I've been uploading, responding to comments, I've just been doing too much, running courses, and then of course I have a home to run. So I'm the one going out and doing. I've been doing too much, so your girl was literally burnt out. I couldn't deal anymore. I needed to rest. So thank you so much to at Recipes with Risa, the 4 Hours, Shirley's Cuisine, and thank you to Mariel's P Vlog and a host lot of you who reached out to me to find out how I was doing. I really appreciate it. I felt loved and I am so grateful. And to many of you who good wishes were with me and just didn't have time to reach out, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. So here I've cut up all my vegetables and our mushrooms are here. I've diced them up into 2. You can leave them whole if you want to. You can cut it up into tinier pieces. Okay, these mushrooms are going to give our beef sauce some earthy flavor and it's going to just complement the softness with the beef. The tender beef is just going to add a lot of character. But if you do not have mushrooms available, feel free to omit it. It's completely optional. So I am going to dice up my ginger and garlic, and now it's time for me to cut up our beef. And you need to pay attention to this part because you want your beef to be very light and flaky, like so. You can even make it thinner than this, and the reason is you want a tender and flavorful sauce that will cook up in time. You don't want to struggle with your beef as you eat it. So here are all the beef cut up and ready. This is literally like done. So it's going to take us up to about 20, 35, 40 minutes to cook this up depending on the level of your heat. And in a pot on fire on medium heat, I'm going to drizzle about 5 tablespoons of olive oil. Into that olive oil, I dunked in my ginger and my garlic. So I'm going to add just a portion of the onions I had cut up earlier at this point, and we'll reincorporate the rest of the onions later. And I'm going to let this saute for all of about 3 to 4 minutes. Now I seasoned with some salt because I want to give the oil some flavor right from the start. Now this is what we are looking for, this perfect caramelization, so that when the ginger and garlic is well caramelized like this, it won't give off, you won't eat ginger that is raw into your dish. It can be off-putting, okay? So now I added my beef, and don't you love the sound of that sizzle of the beef as it went into the pot? That sound is always heavenly. Now I seasoned with some salt. So letting this beef cook up. This beef, I didn't add water, but the juices in the beef is cooking this up nicely, and you're going to let that cook on low heat so that it will soften our beef before we get to the level of caramelization. Okay, so we are going to enjoy this rice with some basmati. We're enjoying this beef sauce with some basmati rice. I had washed it and I'm going to cook the rice. So this is what we have. After about 15 minutes, our beef is soft and tender and flavorful, but it's not tender enough. We're going to tenderize it some more, okay? So at this point, I added about a cup of water, and I'm going to incorporate my seasonings. So I'm just using simple seasonings for this. You want to keep this recipe simple so that you won't confuse the flavors, okay? I got some curry, some coriander powder, and then I got some dried chili pepper and dried habanero pepper, okay? So I am going to incorporate this with 2 seasoning cubes, and I will cover and let that cook. So cooking this meat this way will ensure that it gets more tender and flavorful, and then all the ingredients will infuse. This recipe is so delicious, it's so tasty. So after cooking for an extra 10 minutes, I went in with my mushrooms and of course my carrots. So that it can soften because it's a harder texture of a vegetable, and the mushrooms because it's so soft so you can absorb some of that beef liquid, okay? So friends, you can make this sauce without an extra addition of cornflour, and it will still be fantastic. So we're going to let this cook a bit, and we are going to melt a little. I use just a teaspoon of cornstarch because I do not want it sticky like a curry. I just want to thicken it up a bit. You can eat it just as it is. You can put more cornstarch, but this is the consistency I want because I want the sauce to infuse into my rice as I am eating. You know what I mean, right? We made this for my daughter's dedication, the caterers, and it was a hit. It disappeared in an hour. It was a hit. So here I got this. My vegetables, look at how colorful and beautiful, and the onions, we incorporated it, and we're going to let this cook for about 2 minutes, and this will give a crunch to our recipe to give it character. You got the soft and flavorful and tender beef, and you got your sauce, and then you got the softness of the mushrooms that will give it an earthy flavor, and you got the crunch coming from the vegetables. This is a heavenly experience. I'm sure you're going to love this recipe. Give this a try. If you're looking for an alternative to what some of you are asking, what other sauce can we use for our rice? This is how to make beef sauce for rice. This is my Nigerian beef sauce recipe. So yum, so delicious. We had so much fun enjoying this with our basmati rice and our oranges. Give this recipe a try. Let me know how it went in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and check out my other videos on beef curry. I'm sure you're going to enjoy that as well.